Today I was here for the National Shop Stewards Network, who have called a lobby outside the TUC to try and get the TUC to call a national demonstration over the job cuts and the austerity cuts that are going to obviously be announced on October the 20th. And what we need...
You are on the side of the bosses, and on the side of the road. It's a freedom of the organised working class striking together.
I see it as a collective action of working class people. This is working power.
This government is on a mission. It's on a mission to transfer wealth from working people to the rich.
200,000 applicants won't get a university place.
They talk about a feral underclass. Well, I tell you what, it's a feral overclass.
We have to say, the rank and file of our unions, the people in the communities, will not let you get away with it. And I can tell you, because PCS was prepared to stand outside to make a principled argument, the composite in front of the Congress said all cuts should be opposed. And that's the way
Hello comrades, brothers and sisters. My name is Rob Williams, the Chair of the National Shop Stewards Network. And on behalf of the NSSN, I hope you have a really good conference, a really productive conference, and we just want to send greetings from the National Shop Stewards Network. We can't be here in Brazil, but I'm sure you will have a very good few days. The reason why we want to send this message is because we in the NSSN want to build international links with other workers and other trade union activists, because we believe it's absolutely essential that there is workers' unity across countries, across continents, because the enemy that faces working people now is the big multinational companies and the governments that want ordinary people to pay for the crisis caused by the banking system. And now we've seen across the world workers fighting back against governments who want us to pay for that crisis. The NSSN has invited to its conference over the last couple of years workers from Greece, and we've also had workers from Ireland, countries where the working class is really facing huge attacks on their living standards. But what we've also seen worldwide is workers prepared to fight back in general strikes across the world, and of course particularly in Europe over the last couple of years. The politicians in Britain thought that workers here were immune to this. However, what we've seen over the last year is the British working class acting just like their brothers and sisters all over the world. On March the 26th last year, over 500,000 workers and their families marched through the streets of London against the Conservative and Liberal coalition's austerity agenda. On June the 30th, over 750,000 teachers, civil servants and lecturers in the PCS, NUT and UCU unions went on strike. And then on November the 30th, a fantastic, massive public sector general strike of over 2 million public sector workers filled the streets of every town and city in Britain. That was a massive demonstration of workers' power that shook this government. Unfortunately, some of the trade union leaders tried to call that action off, and some of them signed up in principle to the government's pension deal. The National Shop Stewards Network sees its role as putting pressure on the trade unions. We have given out 100,000 leaflets last year calling for coordinated strike action against pensions, and we think we played a big role alongside unions like the PCS in getting the action on November the 30th. But after November the 30th, we also played a role in regrouping the forces, and even though it's taken a few months, on May the 10th, a few days after your conference ends, possibly 500,000 public sector workers will also be on strike to defend pensions. We've also seen in Britain workers in the private sector taking action. No doubt, in our opinion, the confidence gained because of the public sector workers and important strikes, but particularly the action taken by the construction electricians, a 6-month-long campaign of protests, demonstrations, unofficial and official strike action that forced big employers like Balfour Beatty to back down from cutting their wages by 35%. So just to finish, we've seen a fantastic return to struggle by workers in Britain. The National Shop Stewards Network sees its role as pushing this action forward. We also see our role as getting a new layer of activists across the union movement for them to go back into their own unions to transform those unions into fighting organisations. I just want to finish with this message. Workers have everything to gain internationally by joining together. The NSSN wishes you a really good conference. We hold out our hand of friendship and comradeship, and I'm sure that we and other organisations across the world working together can play a really important role in making sure that workers are on the front foot, taking action, defending their jobs and terms and conditions and pensions from the attacks of the employers, and pushing forward workers' struggle in their own country, but of course across the world. Have a good conference, comrades.